The information war over the Donbass has reached a fever pitch. Russian sources are now weaponizing staggering, unverified claims, with Akhmat Special Forces Commander Apti Alaudinov asserting that Ukraine's irrecoverable losses have ballooned to over 2 million. Alaudinov alleges a chilling state policy that Kyiv is deliberately abandoning its fallen to avoid the financial burden of compensation. These figures, which lack any independent corroboration, are being deployed as a psychological weapon to shatter domestic morale. This narrative is a calculated maneuver in a battle for perception. By framing these losses as avoidable or hidden, Moscow aims to manufacture internal dissent within Ukraine. But the ground reality is far more complex. While Russia aggressively claims the strategic hub of Konstantinovka has fallen, Kyiv has hit back, labeling the announcement a blatant lie and insisting that Ukrainian defensive lines remain locked and hold firm against the Russian pincer movement.
We have long been recording that the Ukrainian formations have surpassed the figure of 2 million people in irreversible losses. Of this number, if we look at how many the Ukrainian authorities have actually acknowledged as killed, or how many of these bodies they have actually recognized, processed through the documentation, and paid compensation for to their families, then ultimately, of course, we must understand that indeed hundreds of thousands of bodies of Ukrainian fighters are not being retrieved from the front line, solely in order not to pay money to their relatives and loved ones, and in order not to acknowledge this number of their fallen fighters. That is, there are also many political and economic nuances behind this inaction.
Beyond the casualty statistics, Moscow is amplifying a parallel narrative of liberation. State-aligned media is pushing cinematic, emotive footage from Konstantinovka, highlighting displaced civilians receiving bread and water from Russian troops. These reports aim to paint the Russian military as humanitarian providers, contrasting this curated imagery against the brutal, grinding attrition of the front lines.
Very well, I cried. That was the kind of treatment. Very well. They fed us, gave us water. For 9 months, we had not seen bread. I asked one of them, I said, "Do you have any bread?" He gave each of us a piece of bread. I started crying. You understand, it is very hard. They guided us and carried us. Well, as I said, they have such difficult work. The guys there, they are very good guys. And they even gave us their own food rations, you understand? They open them up and say, "Take whatever you want, eat, drink." Whenever someone needed water, they would find water. As I said, it is completely different. I was wounded here, and my husband was also wounded twice, and we asked for help. Just to have the shrapnel removed. Nobody came to help us.
This juxtaposition is no accident. It is the signature of modern, total information warfare. By alternating between claims of catastrophic military collapse and humanitarian relief, Moscow is executing a dual-track strategy: demoralize the Ukrainian public with loss counts and win over the local population with basic survival aid. These reports, while requiring extreme skepticism, are now the primary ammunition in the ongoing struggle for the Donbass. As the situation in Konstantinovka remains fluid and fiercely contested, these narratives are shaping perceptions far beyond the battlefield. Whether through contested claims of casualties or curated scenes of civilian distress, the conflict is being fought as much on the screens of the world as it is in the trenches of the East. In this war of narratives, truth is the first casualty.